All right, let's dive right into this explainer and honestly completely shatter everything you thought you knew about how time works. We all look at our watches and just assume that a minute passing for us at home is the exact same minute passing for someone at the office, or even for someone halfway across the world. We intuitively feel that the universe shares this single, perfectly synchronized heartbeat. But what if I told you that is a complete illusion? Today, we are exploring a totally mind-blowing concept born from Albert Einstein's brilliant theories, where time itself is flexible, personal, and entirely dependent on exactly how fast you are moving. So think about this. What if you spent 5 years traveling in space, only to return home and realize you were suddenly younger than your twin brother? It sounds like pure science fiction, right out of a Hollywood movie, right? But this is 100% real physics. Imagine taking a journey through the cosmos in a spaceship, traveling incredibly fast, touching back down on Earth, and finding that everyone you left behind has aged decades, while you've barely aged a few years. It's not magic. It's a phenomenon called time dilation. And by the end of our time together today, you will understand exactly how the mechanics of our universe make this bizarre scenario an absolute reality. To get there, we have to go back a bit. For centuries, thanks to Isaac Newton, we just kind of assumed time was exactly as it felt to us, like this giant, invisible, universal clock ticking away in the background. Newton described time as rigid and absolute. In his view, a second on Earth was identical to a second on the moon, or a second out in the deepest, darkest corners of the galaxy. It ticked at the exact same rate for everyone, everywhere, regardless of what they were doing. And for a really long time, this was the foundational belief of the entire scientific world. To see exactly where Newton got it wrong, let's just imagine a super simple everyday scenario. Picture yourself sitting inside a train that is moving at a perfectly constant velocity of 100 kilometers per hour. No accelerating, no hitting the brakes, just a smooth, steady 100 kilometers per hour. Now, as you approach a station without stopping, you toss a ball straight forward toward the front seat at a speed of 20 kilometers per hour. From your perspective, sitting comfortably in your seat, that ball is traveling at exactly 20 kilometers per hour. But now let's flip the perspective. Imagine your friend is standing completely still on the station platform outside, watching your train zoom past. When your friend looks through the window and sees you throw that very same ball, they don't just see it moving at 20 kilometers per hour. Because the ball is inside a moving train, the train speed is actually added to the ball's speed. So to your friend standing on the platform, that ball is rocketing forward at 120 kilometers per hour. And here is the crazy part. Both of you are completely correct. The speed of the ball is entirely relative to who is doing the watching. This is a classic concept known as Galilean relativity. You've probably experienced this yourself while driving on a highway, right? Cars zooming past you in the opposite direction seem to be going impossibly fast because your speeds are combining, while cars driving next to you at the exact same speed seem to be standing completely still. In our everyday world, speed is really just a matter of perspective. Okay, but what happens if we take that ordinary baseball and swap it out for a simple beam of light? Well, back in the 19th century, scientists started realizing that light behaved very strangely. And in 1905, a young Albert Einstein looked at the behavior of light and realized it literally held the secret to rewriting the fundamental laws of reality. This became his famous theory of special relativity. You see, Einstein had this massive realization. He figured out that light in empty space always travels at exactly one speed, 300,000 kilometers per second, no matter what. It literally does not matter if the light source is moving toward you or moving away from you. The speed of light is the ultimate cosmic speed limit, and it is absolutely constant. It's basically the one single thing in the universe that never changes its speed based on who is observing it. Okay, now this is where things get really crazy. Let's go back to that train moving at 100 kilometers per hour. But this time, instead of throwing a ball, you turn on a flashlight pointing forward. Now, following our old logic with the ball, your friend on the platform should see the light traveling at 300,000 kilometers per second plus the 100 kilometers per hour of the train. But they don't. To you on the train, the light travels at 300,000 kilometers per second. And to your friend outside, the light travels at exactly 300,000 kilometers per second. Light doesn't get a speed boost from the moving train at all, which completely breaks our everyday rules of relative speed. So, how does the universe fix this massive paradox? To figure it out, Einstein used a brilliant thought experiment involving an imaginary concept he called a light clock. Imagine a clock made of two mirrors, one on the floor and one on the ceiling, with a single beam of light bouncing up and down between them. Every time the light hits the bottom mirror, the clock ticks, 1 second. Now let's take this imaginary clock and put it inside a high-speed spaceship. Just like our train example, the astronaut inside the spaceship sees the light bouncing straight up and down, completely normally. But let's look at it from the perspective of an observer standing outside on a stationary platform, watching the spaceship fly by. Because the spaceship is moving forward horizontally while the light travels vertically, that outside observer sees the light trace a much longer diagonal zigzag path through space. From their perspective, the actual distance the light has to travel is significantly greater. But remember our cosmic rule? Light absolutely refuses to speed up. It is locked in at that 300,000 kilometers per second. So if the light has to cover that longer zigzag distance for the outside observer, but it cannot travel any faster to do it, how does the math possibly work out? Well, there's only one solution. The universe literally slows down time. To keep the speed of light constant, the ticks of the clock for the moving spaceship must stretch out and take longer from the perspective of the stationary observer. Time dilates. And this brings us to the absolute mind-bender of this explainer, the famous twin paradox. Let's apply this time-stretching reality to that extreme scenario I asked you about at the very beginning. Imagine two identical twin brothers on Earth. They are the exact same age. One decides to take a trip across the universe in a spaceship traveling at a massive fraction of the speed of light, while the other stays home on Earth. The space-traveling twin flies through the cosmos, and honestly, everything feels totally normal to him. In his moving frame of reference, his clocks, his heartbeats, his aging process, it all feels entirely standard, and he experiences exactly 5 years. But because he was moving so incredibly fast relative to Earth, time for him dilated immensely from his brother's perspective. When his spaceship lands, he steps out having aged 5 years, only to find his Earth-bound twin has aged 30 years. It is a staggering 25-year difference, created simply because of how they move through space. This perfectly proves Einstein's massive revelation. Time is not some absolute ticking clock in the background of the universe. Time is entirely personal. It is woven directly into the very fabric of space, creating what Einstein called space-time. And to preserve the constant speed of light, this fabric actually has to stretch and compress depending on how fast you are moving. Literally, the faster you move through space, the slower you move through time relative to a stationary observer. Now, you might be sitting there wondering, hey, if I drive to work really fast every day, am I literally keeping myself young? It's a fair question. Let's ground this back in our everyday reality for a second. If time slows down whenever objects move, why aren't commercial airline pilots significantly younger than everyone else? Why don't we see these dramatic twin paradox effects happening constantly all around us? Well, the truth is, time dilation actually is happening every single time you move. But here's the catch. You have to approach the speed of light for the difference to become years or even minutes. At the incredibly slow, everyday speeds we travel at, whether you're in a car, a bullet train, or even a jet airplane, the time difference is microscopically small. It amounts to unnoticeable fractions of a nanosecond. It is so tiny that human biology could just never possibly detect it. And look, this isn't just fancy math on a chalkboard. This is proven, undeniable science. Back in 1971, scientists named Hafele and Keating took incredibly precise atomic clocks capable of measuring tiny nanoseconds, and synced them perfectly on Earth. They left one clock on the ground and flew the other around the world on a standard commercial airplane. When the plane landed and they compared the two clocks, the flying clock was exactly 60 nanoseconds behind the stationary clock. Time actually moved slower for the moving clock. It proved Einstein's math perfectly. And you know, this actually matters to you right now, today. Think about GPS satellites. They are orbiting the Earth at roughly 14,000 kilometers per hour, which means they experience time slightly slower than the receivers inside our smartphones down here. If engineers didn't program those satellites to actively calculate and correct for Einstein's time dilation, the tiny microscopic errors would pile up so fast. Within just a single day, global navigation systems would be off by miles, and your phone's GPS would literally send you driving right into a lake. So we've seen how incredible velocity literally warps our clocks and shatters the whole illusion of universal time, basically making time travel to the future a physical reality. But this leaves us with an even bigger mystery. Einstein discovered that speed is really only half of the puzzle. So what happens to the flow of time when the intense, crushing gravity of something like a massive black hole gets involved? That leads us into a whole new, mind-bending level of space-time, but we'll have to leave that mystery for next time.